Welcome to Focus, Insight on the Southern University Ag Center.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Focus, Insight on the Southern University Ag Center. I'm Dexter Newman, and on today's show, it's official and it's here. There is an alternative to using oil, and it can be done at home with the world's first at-home ethanol system. It was created and developed by Mr. Tom Quinn, the inventor of the Wii Gaming Controller. We're also reporting on Youth Getting Back to Nature, in which these kids are being taught how to grow an organic garden. We will be taking a look at the Louisiana Small Farmer Leadership Conference held in Baton Rouge at the Southern University Ag Center, where over 50 small farmers from across Louisiana and abroad were in attendance to gain knowledge about what tools they can use to take their businesses to the next level. We bring these stories and many more on this edition of Focus, Insight on the Southern University Ag Center. Keep it right here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Lee Tillman, and we are Buddy Stewart's Top Notchers. You know, music is a big part of the fabric of Louisiana. Help preserve Louisiana's musical heritage for tomorrow's generation.
Welcome back. Getting back to nature is what these youth are about to do. They have enrolled in an 8-week program, and the Southern University Ag Center staff will be instructing them on how to grow and maintain an organic garden. Here's more on that story.
3 zucchini.
It's 2 pounds, 6 ounces.
Okay.
No pesticides, no herbicides, and definitely no chemical fertilizers. That's what the youth at the Military Community Family and Youth Extension Project learned at the SU Ag Center in order to grow an organic garden.
I didn't know what to expect because when my dad explained it to me, it sounded like we were going to working all day, every day, no fun, just, getting experience. But when I came, it was good. I learned how to plant so many things that I didn't know, and I started my own garden, and it's fun. I see so many things growing. I see so many varieties of food that I haven't seen before. Different kind of eggplants, anything that can grow different sizes.
We was taking a tour of the garden, and then we saw a turtle, and then it was called a terrapin. And then I really liked it because you can take whatever you make home and everything.
Some may think it's difficult to grow and maintain a natural garden in South Louisiana due to disease pressure, high humidity factor, and pest pressure. But Stephanie Elwood, a Southern University Ag Center Extension Associate, looks at it in a different light.
We try to use things that are derived from nature. For example, we use composted chicken manure in all of our rows. We use this plastic mulch right here to keep the weeds down. We use things like neem oil or cayenne pepper or something like that to keep the bugs away. And that's because children come out to this garden and what they really want to do is pick that cucumber right off the vine and eat it immediately. And if there's any kind of chemicals or anything harmful to them on there, they'll ingest it. So we keep everything natural in this garden. And it's, you look around and you can see it is a successful garden.
In a joint effort, several universities are involved in this gardening project, including LSU, Alcorn State, and Mississippi State.
The Military Community Family and Youth Extension Project came as an initiative from Purdue University, and we were fortunate enough to be a part of their project along with several other states. We have actually subcontracted with 3 universities, 1862 and 1890 institutions here in Louisiana and Mississippi as well. We've titled our program locally the Miss Lou Connecting Kids and Community Project.
The youth worked hard and spent a lot of hours learning how to plant and maintain a garden properly, with assistance from Southern University Ag Center researchers. This has been Dexter Newman reporting for the Southern University Ag Center. Coming up, the Small Farmer Leadership Conference attracted well over 50 farmers from Louisiana and abroad to learn how they can take their businesses to the next level. Also, some surprising facts about professional basketball great Shaquille O'Neal, in what he's doing to help save the environment. Stick around as we reveal the real deal on Shaquille O'Neal. The Southern University Ag Center hosted a 3-day conference titled the Louisiana Small Farmer Conference, in which its theme was building the capacity of Louisiana and small family farms. This theme speaks to the mission and vision of the Ag Center and echoes its efforts.
Building capacity is so important. Last year we did the first conference, and the theme of that conference was sustaining Louisiana small family farms. So hopefully last year those who attended and those they shared the information with were able to get enough information to sustain their small farm businesses. So this year we wanted to expand on that and help them build capacity. In building capacity, we want to give them some tools that they can go back to the farm and use immediately to take their businesses to the next level.
There were more than 50 small farmers from Louisiana and other states in attendance. We spoke with several farmers to get their views on this year's conference.
From what I've heard this morning, I was brought to tears. I've told you, it was just amazing. It hit me right in the face. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I'm learning a lot from this conference.
I'm a new and beginning farmer, and I know that Southern University Ag Center Extension Service is a great resource for farming information, which will eventually help me become a better producer and a better farmer to generate farm income and be successful.
Two sisters from Colfax, Louisiana, who own and operate Kimball Farms, explained the reason why they work so well together.
I love doing the work. I love getting in the dirt. I love planting. I love pulling weeds and working outside all day. And she does.
I like to do the cooking. I like to cook. And I also keep the records. So she grow it and I cook it. And then we figure out what we have out there and how we can tell other people what to do with it.
Dr. Patan states the overall goal on why it is so important that Southern University Ag Center host a conference of this magnitude.
We really value the contributions of Louisiana's small farmers, so one of our goals is helping them meet their needs. At last year's conference, and as we've traveled around the state and through our agents, we've done all sorts of needs assessments to find out what's important to them and what they perceive their needs to be. And those perceived needs, those stated needs, are the basis for the educational material covered at this year's conference. So our primary goal is helping Louisiana's small farmer meet their educational needs, whatever they are.
As with all conferences, this conference must come to an end. It will conclude with a tour at the Red Stick Farmers Market in downtown Baton Rouge. I'm Dexter Newman, reporting for the Southern University Ag Center. You're watching Focus, Insight on the Southern University Ag Center. Stay with us. We'll be back right after these messages.
The mailbox and the traffic light. Both are ideas from the minds of African Americans. The mind is a terrible thing to waste.
The Southern University Ag Center held its 69th annual Livestock Show, with many youth participating from across Louisiana. Let's take a look at that story. From North Louisiana to South Louisiana and all points in between, the Southern University State Livestock Show attracts youth to this annual event to join in, to be a spectator, to have fun, and also to showcase their animals. The M.A. Edmond Arena is where all of this will take place. As you can see, the parking lot is empty. But on tomorrow, all that will change. The parking lot will be full, and the arena as well. Participants will be grooming their animals for their weigh-ins to qualify for the competition, which includes goats, lambs, pigs, dairy cattle, and steers. The next day is the showing of the animals. We spoke with one of the judges, one in particular, the pigs judge, to find out what exactly will he be looking for.
In showmanship, we're looking for the way the student can control the animal, eye contact with the judge, and being in the right place at the right time. Being able to show the strong points and maybe even hide the weak points if you know that your animal has some weak areas. A good showman's going to stay around 10 to 12 foot from the judge no matter where he is in the ring. Judge is kind of like a referee on the football field. The kids just work around the judge as he's out in the ring.
All in the family is what you can say about these two kids. They're cousins competing in the same division, the pigs competition.
Is this your first time showing at Southern University's Livestock Show?
Yes, sir.
It is. Okay, and with that, have you showed before throughout the state of Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and in what category?
Hogs and beef cows and dairy cows.
Today, since you have showed, see that you did make your place today. In what category?
Market hogs.
Market hogs. And what place did you come in?
Came in third.
How much did your hog weigh? What was the weight?
213.
Hayden Spann has also competed in this year's dairy cattle competition and placed as well.
What category did you show in today? I mean, they could see, but just...
In the commercial dairy heifer.
And did you place today?
Yes, I won first in my class and reserve grand champion overall.
So you have your son out here today at Southern University's Livestock Show, and why did you see fit to bring him out today?
Well, he shows in both swine and dairy heifer categories, and I feel it's good characteristic builder for the kids. And this is our first time to come to Southern, but we've really enjoyed our trip down. It's very organized. It's not real stressful. It's a laid-back show, and we've really enjoyed ourselves and plan on coming back next year.
The youth have put in a lot of long hours and work to prepare their animals for this show in hopes of winning the top prize in their division.
I like this show because we get to meet new people, learn about animals, and learn how to take care of our animals.
This year's show was not all about the kids. The Livestock Show organizers showed appreciation to Mr. Elvatus Fields for his many years of contributions to the show.
In that 50 plus years, what has kept you coming out to the Southern University Livestock Show?
I think the biggest thing that has kept me, given me the drive to come is enjoying it first of all, and then these children, when I see a child happy, when I see a child doing something constructive, it gives me an adrenaline that makes me want to do more.
Saturday is the big finale. The animals are auctioned off and the winners of state champions receive rosettes, banners, and ribbons. And get this, the top prize market lamb brought in by Mackenzie Castro of Assumption Parish sold for a whopping $4,240, which is $640 more than what the champion market steer of Hunter Milligan from East Baton Rouge Parish brought in. Hey, your guess is as good as mine. But before we forget, we would like to say congratulations to all of our winners, which is all of the youth that participated in this year's competition. Reporting for the Southern University Ag Center, I'm Dexter Newman.
Touch of your lips, baby next to mine. Hi, I'm Lee Tillman, and we are Buddy Stewart's Top Notchers. You know, music is a big part of the fabric of Louisiana. We can preserve our musical heritage for education, local music fans, or future music lovers. The children of today need to know Louisiana's musical history in order to know where they're going tomorrow. Help preserve Louisiana's musical heritage for tomorrow's generation.
The Global Food Security and Plant Biosecurity Symposium gives Southern University students and other invited universities a chance to network with scientists and professionals addressing educational, research, and career opportunities in food systems and plant and animal science. This edition of the symposium is dedicated to Dr. George Washington Carver for his contributions to global food security. Dr. Warren spoke highly of Dr. Carver's contributions to the world of plant science.
Dr. Carver established himself not only as a plant pathologist, but as a true scientist. And he covered many, many areas that not only was he a plant pathologist, but he was also a chemist. And he worked in that. And he also worked in terms of entomology, where he controlled, had recipes to control insect diseases.
As a former student of Tuskegee University, Dr. Frederick speaks on the first time he actually saw Dr. Carver.
I didn't know who he was. I had not seen him and didn't recognize him. And the first time I saw him, I thought he was just some person working in the grounds department. because he was out there looking at some wood panels that had been painted down on the slope of a hill, and he was wandering back and forth with his gray cap on and his gray sweater and baggy pants, looking at these panels that had been painted. And I was walking up the street with a schoolmate of mine, and the schoolmate said, "Do you know who that person is down there?" I said, "No, I don't know who that is." He says, "That's Dr. Carver." I said, "That's Dr. Carver?" He said, "Yeah, that's Dr. George Washington Carver." And that was my first sighting, really, of Dr. Carver.
We caught up with Dr. Collins, professor of plant science at Southern University, and he spoke about the importance of plant science and food security.
Global food security and how plant diseases and insect pests can affect the availability of food. The world has a long history of plant pathogens causing famine. Also, we need to train the next generation of scientists and professionals to address these issues and food security, crop breeders, plant pathologists, to come up with answers how we control diseases.
According to historical records, the South was going broke trying to raise cotton crops. The notorious insect pest, the boll weevil, was destroying the crops. Dr. Carver introduced these three alternative crops to the South: sweet potatoes, soybeans, and peanuts. After introducing these crops, his research took off and transformed Southern agriculture forever. Southern University had participating students from Florida A&M, Howard, and Penn State universities to present their research findings.
I am doing a comparative study on honeybee health in conventional and organic beekeeping. We're looking at 4 different aspects of honeybee health: varroa mite density, pesticide prevalence, colony strength, and a protein assay.
I'm here today to talk about my finding of quinoa downy mildew for the first time in the United States. And this was the first time this pathogen was reported on the United States.
Special trained dog units were on hand to display how they track down certain plant pests before they arrive in the U.S. through thorough training given by the National Detector Dog Training Center in Newman, Georgia.
It is very crucial that we use these dogs out in the field to find and locate these snails, because what some of these snails are doing is that they are eating away out of agricultural products. They are infesting a lot of crops. So that's why it's very important for us to catch them at the ports. Because that's where they usually come from. They come in at our nation's ports.
Some adults may be watching this story and saying, "Hey, I'm not a scientist, so I can't be of assistance with this matter." Hold that thought, because Dr. Dillard of Cornell University has some advice.
The first thing we need to do is really help the young people understand, and the next generation, that food starts at the ground, that it really comes from farms. It means growing things, and maybe some of that means that we need to start more urban gardens and more community gardens so that more people are exposed. And then I think we'd start telling them about the exciting careers that people can have working in plants and animal and food systems just in general.
Reporting for the Southern University Ag Center, I'm Dexter Newman. The Southern University Ag Center held its 18th annual Black History Quiz Bowl, in which Dr. Bandelli, Professor Emeritus of Horticulture, headed up the 19 competition.
It brings together some real top minds in both high school and college, and as a matter of fact, the high school teams have won in the last 3 years. It's all about preparation. It's an important part of students' development in terms of understanding and appreciating and being inspired by our history throughout the world.
This competition included Southern University students and several high schools in Baton Rouge and Timbuktu Academy won first place.
I believe that it's a good opportunity to challenge some other people to learn about, to study about our history, and it gives us a chance to remember and recognize great African Americans who've made the way for us.
Also, the SU Ag Center hosted the annual Procurement Opportunity Conference. The objective of this conference is connecting businesses with contracts.
We're hosting the conference today to provide an opportunity for contractors and small business to meet here together and to find what what each other have to offer. That way, hopefully, we believe that they'll be able to get some contracts as a result of attending this conference.
Kyla Hall, a relative to Louisiana music legend Lee Tillman, was in attendance.
We are a small public relations firm, and we are here because we were wanting to learn more about how to do business with certain organizations nationwide, statewide. So we came here to just gain information about how to go about that, the application process, requirements that our company may need.
Touch of your lips, baby next to mine. Hi, I'm Lee Tillman, and we are Butter Stewart's Top Notchers. You know, music is a big part of the fabric of Louisiana. We can preserve our musical heritage for education, local music fans, or future music lovers. The children of today need to know Louisiana's musical history in order to know where they're going tomorrow. Help preserve Louisiana's musical heritage for tomorrow's generation.
Welcome back. He's been called everything from Superman, the Big Cactus, the Diesel, and also Shaq Fu. These days he's known as the Big Ethanol. That's right, the Big Ethanol. I know it doesn't have a ring to it like Shack Attack. But anyway, here's the story that we've been promising you about Shaquille O'Neal and what he's doing to help save our environment. Let's take a look. What if there was a convenient and cost-effective alternative to gasoline? So convenient and safe, you could have a pumping station at your home and the cost to operate it would be minimal. Sounds like a dream? No, it's reality. It's called Biofuel Technology. As a matter of fact, the Southern University Ag Center is utilizing this technology as a component of a larger research project funded by the USDA and NIFA, the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. The Urban Forestry Program and the Southern University College of Agriculture, Family and Consumer Sciences are educating the future generation of scientists in bioenergy and biofuel production from waste. This project is in collaboration with LSU Ag Center and eFuel Corporation. eFuel began in 2007 by entrepreneurs Tom Quinn and ethanol scientist Floyd Butterfield.
I think e-fuel is the future of the fuel needs of the world. We're trying to replace fossil fuel with organic fuel, which is actually how fossil fuel originally was a few million years ago before it got swallowed up by the earth. There's actually more organic fuel on top of the planet outside of the food competition to fuel our cars from organic waste or from algae production.
They wanted to make it possible for people to have an alternative to oil and create the world's first home ethanol product. To do this, eFuel set 3 goals. First, remove costly oil infrastructure from the process of producing and delivering ethanol. 2, use of carbon credits to reduce pricing of ethanol feedstock. 3, stimulate ethanol demand through low cost of ethanol fuel. How does the Microfueler work, you might ask? Well, here it is. This truck will pull up to your home to drop off the feedstock, which can be retrieved from organic waste, mainly plant-based sources, such as urban and agricultural waste. And the Microfueler, along with the feedstock tank, will be able to take the waste from these sources and convert it into organic fuel. At this time, there are only 30 Microfueler pumps in the world, and Southern University College of Agriculture has acquired 3 of them. Southern University has invested in this technology due to its interest in finding how we can turn waste in our ecosystem into biofuel.
As a student, I find biofuels exciting because they're clearly in an industry in their infancy, which means there's a lot of opportunity for research and eventually employment. And I think that Southern University goes out of its way to provide these opportunities for students, and I'm excited to be here at this time, and I look forward to seeing what we get up to with these devices in the future.
I believe that biofuel will not only help out the U.S., but other countries such as India to bring fuel to the villages and help with the wastewaters. And so not only will it help out the economy, which we have a big problem with fuel, but for other countries who need it for waste and everything.
Dr. Abdullahi, research scientist at Southern University.
We have this project that deals with bioenergy and also to basically look at how biofuel is produced. And in agricultural systems, in urban systems, we have a tremendous amount of waste generated, and that waste could be used to generate bioenergy or energy, and to some extent that would be could be turned into biofuel.
Professional basketball great Shaquille O'Neal has also invested in Microfueler Technology.
You know, I look at a lot of business proposals in my office, and a friend of mine rushed this one to my desk, and a medium percentage of America has gone green. A lot of it has been sort of expensive, but this way is cost effective. It works.
Research scientist for the Microfueler, Floyd Butterfield, made a visit to Southern University to demonstrate the Microfueler and also to explain its importance to our environment.
Biofuels originate really from photosynthesis, so they harvest the power of the sun. And so we can gain some control over our fuel supply and harvest crops for biofuels that come from sun rather than come from hydrocarbons, which also came from sun but have been buried for millions of years. So it gives us some independence or control over our fuel supply that we certainly don't have now.
Ethanol is the most common biofuel used in the world today. Today's gasoline is made from fossil fuels, but research scientist Dr. Chandra of Louisiana State University is looking into other alternatives, such as microalgae.
The potential for microalgae is huge. Compared to soybean that can do 60 or 80 gallons per acre per year, microalgae can very easily do 2,000 to 3,000 gallons per acre per year. But we also have several limitations, and I would say harvesting, cost-effective harvesting, is the #1 challenge.
Dr. Boulder, also of LSU, states that Louisiana is a good place to perform research for biofuel.
The importance of the educational component is really, really high in this realm of development of biofuels, because unless we educate the public and the upcoming workforce, the students and the people of Louisiana, we won't be able to fully develop and achieve the potential the biofuels have in the state of Louisiana. The other important thing that Louisiana has a lot of natural resources that are very suitable for making biofuels, has a lot of water, has a lot of sunshine, things go really, really fast here. So if we can develop this and educate this new workforce, we can generate new businesses and should be very helpful for the economic development of the state of Louisiana.
Not to worry, the Microfueler is safe to use at home. The fuel has been tested by professionals, and it will not explode, and it is safe for the environment. Play it safe, and don't try this with gasoline. Reporting for the Southern University Ag Center, I'm Dexter Newman. We hope that you've enjoyed the show. If you missed any segments, you can watch them in their entirety on our website at suagcenter.com. That's suagcenter.com. Well, since our last television broadcast, I had a relative to pass, and it was my grandmother, Miss Laretha Hendricks. She was 96 years old and a resident of Baton Rouge. Her husband, James Hendricks, he actually knew George Washington Carver of Tuskegee Institute.
I got my instructions of farming from George Washington Carver some 60-some years ago. One of the best things to use under your gardens is the barnyard fertilizer.
I said all that to say this. My grandmother, she would never say goodbye in conversation. I noticed that when I would say, "Talk to you later, grandmother," she would always say, "Okie dokie." So grandmother, from all of your relatives and friends, until we meet again, it'll never be goodbye, but always okie dokie. And to the viewing audience, thanks for watching another edition of Focus, Insight on the Southern University Ag Center. Until next time, I'm Dexter Newman, and from all of us here at the Southern University Ag Center, take care.